It's so good to be here together again on day 6 of your astrological Advent calendar. If you've been with me all the way to this day, wow, extra heart for you. Thank you so much. This morning I was actually thinking about a childhood wish that I had, and you may be able to relate. Let me know if you relate. But I remember being little and just wishing that every single day could be Christmas. I loved the presents, the food, the family, the music, the decorations, the lights, the trees, all the beautiful things about the season. I just wished it could be Christmas every day. And if my little kid wish had come true, what a dystopia, what a disaster, what an expense. I mean, it would have just been an awful thing. Christmas is only special because it comes once a year. If it happened all the time, it would be nothing. That reminded me of the malefics and the benefics and how beautifully they work together to create meaning in our lives. We've been conditioned for some reason to think that nothing bad should ever happen, that just a perfectly neutral life or good. Neutral or good is how things should be. But the contrast is what makes good even be able to exist. There wouldn't be good without the inverse. Wouldn't mean anything without contrast, without duality. We could not have a full experience. And that's why we incarnate into this dualistic, limited material field, into this earth school. It's a learning experience. We come from something that's united. There is no duality. And so therefore, if there's no duality, there's no friction, there's no opposition. And then therefore, there's no experience of the opposite, no experience of flow and love and beauty. We come here to have this chance, to have a separate experience. The illusion of separateness. And that's so spirit can experience itself. And there's a multitude of different ways it's happening at all times. And to be fair, some are way easier than others. And some that we think are easier are actually really, really difficult. It's so fascinating. It's a little philosophical today. The game of life has to have all the players in order to be interesting. And that's what the planets are. The planets are the players. They are the actors upon the stage. And they go into these different places and they put on different costumes. They're still them. Like Tom Cruise is always Tom Cruise, but he's Tom Cruise in this movie or that movie, right? He's kind of always Tom Cruise. Anyway, the point is that we have extremes, right? We do have extreme experiences where some people are in all benefics all the time, trying situations, and maybe there's some generational wealth or nepotism or whatever. And guess what happens? They choose to bring in struggle in other ways. They aren't just evolved, They're not turning into a bodhisattva or anything like that just because they have plenty of money. Other things happen to them. And the people that have had so much malefic experience and difficulty, too much of it creates, pessimism and nihilism. But if you can overcome it, if you can overcome those terrible experiences, then you have so much power. It's actually a benefit. It's like a desirable disability is kind of what I think of it as. So yes, life has those extremes. We have experiences in the bell curve on either side. Most of us are somewhere in the middle though. We have some of challenges in our lives, some good things, some great things, some okay things, some annoying things. And that's the cross section of life that on either side of it, we get to understand and enjoy. So Mars cuts and severs, Saturn isolates and separates. And that saying, absence makes the heart grow fonder. That's kind of what I think of here is like, because of that, we appreciate the connection that we get with Venus, the combination that we have with another person when we combine, and Jupiter allowing us to merge with some bigger philosophy, the divine. Other people expand our experiences, have optimism. So they work in tandem. The reason I'm bringing this up now is because today is the grand water trine. We have Jupiter, Saturn, and Mercury flowing in this water zone of creativity and coming from intuition and artistic and seeing and feeling at the same time and expressing something. So today's really good for poetry and art and connection, all these things. But we also are going to have something malefic come up, right? In a few days on the 9th, we have a Mars-Saturn square. And so I don't want to talk about it too much today, and I don't want you to worry about it. What I'm trying to show now is that those malefic things make the benefic things actually worth it, worth anything. If it was Christmas every day, useless, boring, terrible, it becomes terrible, right? Becomes malefic when we take too much benefic. Story time today, we are connecting to a very special poem. And I hope you don't leave because I just said poem. It's good, I promise. When my kids were very small, I decided I wanted to do an Advent calendar for them, but with Christmas books. So I bought 24 Christmas books, wrapped them up. Each day they got to unwrap one, and we'd cozy up in the evening before bed and read a Christmas book. And my favorite of all those 24 books that I still have today is a version of Robert Frost's poem, Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. So Frost wrote this poem in 1922. He was living in Vermont. It was the winter time, and he had been up all night long writing this really difficult poem, struggling with it. He needed immense concentration. It was really, really hard. Then dawn was approaching, and he's like, oh, gotta get up, gotta stretch my legs, just take a moment. So he went outside, and when he opened the door, he saw this winter wonderland in the moments before the rosy bloom of a new day's sun. He saw the landscape transform, virgin snow everywhere, in the woods, in the silence. And he just stopped and took in the scene in front of him. So he went back inside and he just wrote this poem in one single go, one single sweep. And later he said that he felt like it just came fully formed. And isn't that interesting that he was struggling so hard with this tedious poem, difficult, pushing hard? That's so malefic, right? And then this benefic thing happens. And that's what makes it a good story, because if he'd just gone outside and seen it, it wouldn't really matter as much as if he hadn't stayed up all night, struggling his little poet butt off to write this thing. It is one of his most famous poems, and there's a lot of interpretation. Some people just think it's an expression of peaceful solitude. Some people think it's a meditation on rest. Some say it's a temptation on temptation, and others think it's about death and mortality. But Frost didn't take on any of those fixed interpretations. He just simply said that he wrote what he saw, and he was guided by what he felt at that moment. And if you think about it, that's one of the most beautiful parts about art, that only half of it's created by the creator. The other half comes in and clicks when somebody witnesses it, when somebody takes it in, interprets it, and has an experience with that art. It's new every single time. There's one thing that's a constant and one thing that is playing within the field, and that's the witness. It's like the sun and the moon. We can make of it whatever we want. There's freedom. Truth is multivalent. It's a filter, just like those malefics and benefics. They act the same way. And they bring this entire spectrum of experience, making our life here on earth very, very remarkable indeed. Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there's some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. It's time for our Crystal Advent. I love this thing, you know? I've just been so pleased by it. I hope you've enjoyed it too. We're on day 6, so let's see what we got today. So satisfying to open an Advent calendar. Oh, maybe this is wood grain stone. This little dude keeps me guessing. On day 1, I got this one and I thought it was wood grain stone. I was having the worst time, but now I opened this one and it's 100% looking like wood grain stone. So I think this one was petrified wood. Anyway, they're the same thing. I just learned that as well. But wood grain stone is way more shiny, and petrified wood, it's super cool. You can see all the layers of, I'm guessing, the rings of a tree. I don't know, ancient tree. So much to learn. So this would be balance, patience, natural rhythm, Enhanced calm, steady decision making. Petrified wood is stability, grounding, inner strength, used for calm and focus, emotional balance. They're the same thing, just different variants. So interesting. Oh my gosh. So I'm contemplating these two together right now, just like the malefics and the benefics, that I opened one at the beginning of this Advent calendar, and I couldn't tell what it was. I just didn't really know. And I made the executive decision that it was wood, grain, stone. Now on day 6, I realize it wasn't. It wasn't what I thought it was at all. It's actually petrified wood, and this is wood, grain, stone. So I think that is reminiscent of what we're talking about here, that some experiences we think are going to be so great. Like, I really want that one thing in my life. And then when you get it, you're just kind of like, well, now what? I want something else. Or you think, oh, it's going to be so awful. It's going to be so terrible. Or something bad happens and it actually leads to something beautiful, like the most beautiful thing in your life. You know, you missed the train and you actually met the girl of your dreams or the guy of your dreams or whatever. I don't know. It's kind of one of those things. I'll keep thinking on it, but that's what's coming to me right now. The two things that are appearing to be different, but they actually are just on different ends of a spectrum of the same thing. Wood, grain, stone. There's a lot of wisdom in this little crystal box. I like you just the way you are. Thank you for being here with me on day 6. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about Venus and some lovely, beautiful things about Venus and Sagittarius and how it's filling up the season with some real delightful, benefic goodness, some actual goodness. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you again.